So now to speak to the inside of the vehicle here. Underneath here is your center console. So you'll notice a couple of different things in here. Small coin tray, which of course can be removed. You do also have an old school 12-volt plug-in there, as well as you have 2 USB ports. You will notice beside one of the USB ports there is a little phone. That must be connected in order to operate your Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which we will go over in the future. And right beside that is your Maps card. So should you get the GT or up, it comes standard with the navigation, which will plug in just into there. And lastly, there is the auxiliary cord port as well inside of there for you, as well as 2 excerpts to be able to pull the cords through without having to pinch them off. Moving up to the HMI Commander, you will notice that there are 5 buttons for 5 fingers. It's designed to be ergonomically right where your arm would naturally be sitting. You will notice that you do have a back button, as well as a music menu, a home menu, your navigation menu, and the star is for all of your favorites through the infotainment system, which you will get a chance to be able to see a little bit shortly here. Right beside that is your parking brake. When you pull up on it, what it will do is it'll automatically engage the brakes for you, as well as an auto hold function. So when you are braked at a long red light, it will actually hold the brake down until you put your foot on the accelerator. And finally, right beside that is your volume controls to turn up and down your volume, as well as to mute it entirely by pressing down on it. Now with the HMI Commander, there is 3 different functions with it. It does move side to side as a toggle and forward and backward. It does also scroll side to side by spinning it, and you can also press it down to be able to activate whatever it is selected on your infotainment screen. Moving forward, you do have a sport mode, so when you turn on the sport mode, it'll engage a little bit of a more aggressive ratio in which it'll shift gears, so you get a little bit more performance out of it, as well as, of course, your shifter. Everybody knows what a shifter looks like, but of course your manual transmission mode to be able to shift the gears manually yourself, or slapstick as a lot of people like to call it. And a little bit forward there is your shift lock. So should you ever need to move the vehicle and you're not able to start it entirely, you're able to pop that cap off and you're able to push on a tab, and it will allow you to put it into neutral to be able to transport the vehicle should you need to if the vehicle is unable to move. So moving on from the shifter up to the climate control section here. So in the climate controls, this is the dual zone climate control. So on both sides, you'll notice you do have your own temperature gauge. It does also have the sync system. So if you're ever driving by yourself, you can of course just set it to whatever temperature you are. Just by pressing the sync button, it'll automatically sync up, and then both sides are going to continue to be the same temperature as you adjust them. But going through some of the buttons and everything, you do have, of course, your heated seats on both sides, as well as down below, you have your cooled seats on both sides on the GT trim levels and up. You can turn off your climate controls entirely by pressing the power button, and then down below that is, of course, your AC to turn on and off. These 2 buttons here, they help shift where the air circulation is coming from, whether you want to bring air from outside or you want to recirculate the same air inside. And then down below is your fan speed to turn it up and down accordingly. Your front defrost mode is right there, as well as your rear defrost mode for the winter time. But then down below, you do also have the spot to be able to change where the airflow is going, if you want it going down towards the bottom of the vehicle, or just onto, you know, the passengers inside the vehicle. Up a little bit above that, you will see you do of course also have your heated steering wheel on the GS trim level and up, which is fantastic for the winter time.